How do you get the dogs to trust you? Because you're going into an environment, you're seeing a dog who's super scared or abused or hasn't lived with someone because they've lived on the street for a while. How do you get them to actually trust you before you take them to the pack, but trust you personally?
Rachel, I gotta tell you something. You are really beautiful at asking good questions.
Oh,
You know how to ask a question. Like you ask the important stuff. You can ask a lot of stuff with what I do. You ask the good questions, and you're patient with me. You're really like a pro. I want you to know. I
no,
really am
so
enjoying.
sweet. It
It's
just made me
really
cry.
beautiful. And tell your daughter that's such a good question, right? It goes back to your previous question of how do all the dogs get along so well.
Hmm.
I I I know, right, that there isn't a situation that's going to make me feel like this was a mistake.
Okay.
The dog can feel that from me.
Mhm.
So the dog doesn't think if I do this, he will hit me. If I do this, he will put me away. If I do this, he's going to get mad. The dog knows this guy has my back. He could feel it with my energy. He could feel it with the way, with the way that I pet her, with the way that I hold her close. This this guy isn't like the others,
Mhm.
right? It is my natural instinct for me as a human to protect people. I'm a big protector. I always, because I was bullied so bad, I have this natural instinct to protect the weak. So when I bring in a new dog, if you were to visualize it, like I take the dog and I'm holding him behind my back so
Mhm.
that he or she can see behind, in front, can see, but I'm the guardian. I'm the protector, and they can feel that. It's the way that I carry them, the way that I hold them, the way that I don't hold their stories accountable.
Mhm.
For example, when I bring in a dog, I treat that dog as if it was born that day. It's a new day, and I really believe that they can feel that. I
Mhm.
they it's just like, I think the best thing about dogs is their instincts, although sometimes, it happens where a dog has bit someone innocent and things like that, but the dog usually, it's all out of fear.
Mhm.
So I take away all of the fear. That is my objective when I meet a dog. It's like, you're not going to fear me,
Right.
if that makes sense,
100%.
And it goes with experience, Rachel. Like, I don't want people to think to themselves, "Oh, I wish I was like that." It's like you do anything every day for the amount of time that I do it. It's like you're going to become. If you spend you see these people with lions, and you see them wrestling the lions, at the sanctuaries, not the circus bullshit.
Uh-huh.
But you see these guys at the sanctuaries wrestling lions and hyenas, and they're playing hide and seek. It's no different than what I do with dogs. It's like these guys live with the lions, they sleep with the lions, they eat with the lions. They are the lion looks at them as they are a lion. They don't look at them as this is a lion. The dogs view me as the pack leader, a dog. I we can communicate without communicating. All 90% of dogs will communicate non-verbally. So you learn that language. You learn what they're feeling before they have to express it. And it's just this connection, this energetic connection, you
Right.
know?
Right. Have there any time been, I mean, because I know even with people and their personality, sometimes you get a bad egg or you think one thing about someone and they're either really mentally ill in a different way, right? Has there ever
Yeah.
been a dog that's come in that you haven't been able to rehabilitate, that you've had to send elsewhere, or that you have to keep away from the pack, and cannot introduce them at all and they live somewhere else?
So I've had dogs, I've had dogs where I'll bring them into the pack and everything is great. And it was going really well. And sorry, my parrot is here behind me,
I
if you can see
see.
him.
So cute.
And and everything was great. And then once they got comfortable in the pack, they said, I think I want to be the pack leader.
Mm.
And the pack isn't okay with that. The pack doesn't want that. So I will then have to spend a lot more time next to that dog,
Mm.
right? Like really close to that dog. You see me when I'm out, I never use a leash and things like that.
Mhm.
I will start leashing that dog. And that's my way of saying, you're not the pack leader, right? And then of course, eventually it goes away. So dogs, just like children, will always test you. They'll always see what they can get away with eventually. They'll try new things. And sometimes you just bring them back to day one,
Hmm.
right? But never from the beginning, right off the bat, has there been like, oh, this isn't going to work out,
Right.
Never.
Animal rescue is such a difficult job, business. Has there ever been a time that you have wanted to quit since you started on this mission?
I'm not joking, like every few days.
Wow.
Yeah, I consider it every few days.
And what keeps you going or not, not stepping out of the game?
Because it's a selfish thought.
Mm.
So if I do that, everything, all the pain, all the tears, all the loss, the death, all the tragedy, the trauma, all the successes, even all of it was bullshit. If I do that, it all became selfish. Because no one ever quits. Because no one quits basketball or any sport because it's too hard for a teammate. It's because of them. And if I quit, it's because of how I feel or something happening to me. And it's it's okay to it's okay to have selfish thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's different for the action, right? You can't control your thoughts, you can control your action. I often want to quit, for what I do at this level. It's not the dogs, it's the people that make it really tough for me, Rachel. Going back to like feeling misunderstood, I'll post something and people like completely, didn't understand what I was trying to say. Mm-hmm. Like you have to almost try to be perfect, which, if I keep the animals, people say you're hoarding dogs. If I get the animals adopted, they call me a piece of shit for showing the dog a sanctuary, then adopting it out. You can't make everybody happy. There's a lot of pressure,
And I was going to ask you about it because you must get so many emails, calls, whatever it is about you have to take this animal. And there's only so many.
No exaggeration, between 200 to 300 a day, wow. 200 to 300 per day.
Right.
And you know what some of them say, Rachel? If you don't take this dog, I'm going to euthanize it.
Ugh. Wow.
That's about 10 to 15 a day. Pathetic people, I'm tired of it.
Sure.
Like I don't want the emails. I don't want the negativity. Like you think you get to a certain place where you don't have to deal with it. And, I just didn't structure my life that way, unfortunately.